Hey, it's Alvin from Priceline Pharmacy, West Brunswick, and we're coming to you on this Thursday, the 22nd of February 2018 for the Ask Alvin Show, episode number 19 or 18, I think. So this is our weekly Q&A show live, so you can come on and ask me any questions related to pharmacy, wellness, health, and I will do my very best to answer them. As always, I always appreciate it if you like and share this video. It just helps spread the word about some of the stuff that we're doing here. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, any wellness related questions, come on live and pop them in the comment section below and I will answer them for you. And if you're watching a replay of this, please leave your questions in the comments below, and over the course of the week, we will answer them and we will feature them in our questions next week. So just a bit of background, it's my intention to provide as much value as I can in doing these Q&As. So I love doing them, and it's a great way that we can share the knowledge and and provide some really, really good general advice. On that part, I must put in my disclaimer here. All the questions that I answer today, all the topics that I cover, this is all general advice only. So please make sure you contact your healthcare professional for advice pertaining and particularly for the condition that you're experiencing. If I do happen to mention any dosages and any medications, please make sure you use only as directed and contact your healthcare professional should your symptoms persist. And we've got all that legal stuff out of the way, and I'll just dive into the questions. So remember, if you've got a question, come on live and I will answer them for you. So the first one is from Beverly. Beverly is asking, I have a frozen shoulder. What options can I use? So how annoying to have a frozen shoulder there, Beverly. So just to step back for some people who may not understand what a frozen shoulder is, it's usually a painful experience. So the muscles in your shoulder can start to contract and remain contracted. And that's where you get the notion of frozen shoulder. How you get it, you can get your frozen shoulder from a whole heap of things, from repetitive activities, from the way you sleep, from doing some sort of sporting movement, any sort of jarring or juddering of the areas or even around that area. So your shoulder, as you probably know, is connected to your arm, your back, your spine. So there's a whole array of situations you can find yourself in that will cause your shoulder to freeze. So super annoying. So options. So first thing, Beverly, we'd be checking what medications you're taking at the moment. And if you're able to, my first response would be to use some anti-inflammatories. So anti-inflammatories are really good at reducing the swelling and inflammation in that area, and will definitely take the edge off the pain also. Some natural approaches that I would be using are my favorites, which are magnesium. So magnesium is really good at relaxing the muscles around the shoulder. So if you take magnesium, preferably in a powder form, that will work really, really well at relaxing the muscles. Coumarone is also very good, which is a natural anti-inflammatory derived from turmeric, and you can take that twice a day in conjunction with anti-inflammatories as well, and that will also work really well for you. Another thing you can also do is you can take some paracetamol. So long-acting paracetamol works really, really well, even short-acting paracetamol as well. Really gentle on the stomach also, and you can use that in conjunction with the anti-inflammatories, the magnesium and the coumarone together. Some old school or some not really well thought out, not really, what am I trying to say? Some things that don't immediately come to people's minds that you can use for a frozen shoulder are using some ice gels, which you can massage on, and even some heat gels as well. So you can get those from the pharmacy. You can also get magnesium-based creams, or you can get creams with arnica in them and calendula, which have got really good anti-inflammatory properties, which work really, really well in conjunction with using the tablet. So I would just go all in to do that, Beverly. The other option is there are some really, really good, I was going to say really cool, really good heat patches, which you can apply directly onto the shoulder. And that constant contact releases what's called capsaicin. Usually they contain capsaicin, which is like a chili, gives you that warm sensation, and it starts to move around the blood flow. It starts to take the edge off the pain there as well. Needless to say, Beverly, I would be encouraging you to go see your physio, chiro, osteo, or any manual therapist that can work those muscles for you and get the blood flow going and start to relieve some of the tension in that area, and also around the surrounding muscles as well. So Beverly, hope you're feeling much better, and hopefully that was useful for you. Next question. So the next question we have is from Helen. Helen is asking, and I'm just reading my notes up there, how many different types of vitamins can I take in a day, and is there a specific time I should be taking them? Great question, Helen. So quite often I am always recommending natural supplementation in conjunction with pharmacy medicines, and at times it can be rather overwhelming to see how many different kinds of supplements should I be taking. Realistically, you want to try and optimize the amount of supplements that you're taking, so you want to really place a rational use for all of them. So talk to your pharmacist or your doctor and make sure that we're taking the right amount of supplementation. But in terms of how many you can take at any one time, it's really as much as your body can handle, providing there are no interactions with the vitamins that you're taking. So when I say interactions, you want to make sure that your one vitamin is not interfering with the other or harming the body, or sometimes if you take the two of them together, they will stop the other from being absorbed. So that's what I would consider. I do have some clients who are taking 4 or 5 natural medicines in a day. I myself at one stage, I was taking 6 to 7. So you really want to, most of them you can take in the morning. There are some particular vitamins which work better in the evening, but you want to speak to your pharmacist and you want to optimize when you can take them during the day. Obviously, you want to take them the least amount of times just for the reasons of compliance. So you're going to try and smash them all in one hit if you can. However, you can work with your pharmacist, take some in the morning, some in the evening, and really the maximum is dependent on how much you can physically consume. The form that you get it in will also help with that. So some vitamins you can get in liquid form, which is really easy to absorb, and you can have that with the capsules or tablets as well. Hopefully that answered your question there, Helen. So how many can you take? You can take as many as you want, as many as is best optimized for you, and you should work with your healthcare professional to figure out the best ones for you. I think I've got nothing more to say on that, Helen. So yes, so hopefully that answers your question. Next question is from Bob. I've got a dry mouth. What can I use to treat it? Bob, dry mouths are very common, especially with some particular medications, some antidepressants, some painkillers can cause a severe dry mouth. Also, you may also just be getting a dry mouth from the food that you're eating, or just a change in the makeup of your saliva. First step, keep your hydration up. So keep drinking lots and lots of water. You can actually get, Bob, some preparations in the pharmacy, some gels, sprays, gargles, and toothpaste that actually reintroduce hydration back into your mouth, and they work really, really well. These products contain glycerin, sorbitol, xylitol, so they basically just like moisturizers developed for the mucosa or for the inside of your mouth, and they will help you restore back regular saliva production, so it starts to stimulate that and makes your mouth feel so much better, get through that pasty sensation. You can talk a lot better without all the white crusty stuff going everywhere. So Bob, that's what I would use. Initially, I would be recommending a gel. A gel, in my experience, is a lot easier to use and quickly starts saliva production straight away. So you just take a bit of it into your finger, rub it in your mouth, and away you go. You do that every couple of hours. I've also had patients who benefit from using the toothpaste and also the gargle as well. So if you want to get onto that from the beginning using the gel and the mouthwash and the toothpaste, you should effectively get your dry mouth under control. And this is a very common thing, quite specific products, but come in and see your pharmacist and they will recommend the right one for you. Also, Bob, if your dry mouth wasn't caused by your medication, you would want to explore that a little bit further. So try and figure out what's causing your dry mouth. So some points of discussion for you and your pharmacist there, Bob. Excellent. That is that question done. The next question we have is from Alison, and she is asking why, when she's around a newborn child, that her friend asked her if she had a pertussis shot. So take a few steps back. Pertussis shot, also known as the whooping cough vaccination, really important for mums to have it around about the 28-week mark, so that by the time their child is born, the child will be born with antibodies to help prevent any infection that's caused by the pertussis. It's an infectious bacterial disease that, if left untreated, and has a quick propensity to cause life-threatening conditions, especially in kids. So that's why we always recommend that in a newborn, if you're hanging around a newborn, that you are vaccinated against the pertussis. You are vaccinated with the pertussis vaccine up until 6 weeks. So after 6 weeks, the child is old enough to get their own pertussis vaccine, and then they'll start developing more antibodies from there. So going back to your question, if you're going to see a newborn child, you need to make sure that you've had the whooping cough vaccine done in the previous 10 years, and that will provide coverage, and it just ensures that you're not transmitting anything to the child, who, if they happen to become sick and develop this severe infection, they're going to be okay. So that, they're not going to get it. So that's usually within the first 6 weeks. So that's why it's really important that mums get the vaccination, that most of us get the vaccination. And definitely, if you're going to be hanging around a newborn child within the first 6 weeks, if you haven't had that vaccination done, you are putting that child at risk if they do get an infection, and we don't want to do that. Cool. The pertussis vaccinations can be had at your doctor's and are regularly provided. Cool. So that is all the questions that I've had. Certainly want to make sure that you like, share, comment, spread the word. Please give us feedback. How did you find today's show? I always want to make sure that I give... thanks, Dur. Awesome. I always want to make sure that I give immense value in what I'm coming across as, what I'm coming across with. Questions, pop them in the comments below. Please like and share. We're trying some new experimentation with some extra lighting, so let me know how that was, whether it was too much glare, trying to get a little bit professional in our outfit. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and I look forward to talking to you all next week. Thank you.